Hello everybody and welcome to race number 36 of Season 1 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, the final chase race and the final race of the season as a whole. This race is going to be very, very intense. Hello, I am Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Napa Auto Parts 500 here at Joltis Superspeedway in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Now this race, this track is 4.920 miles around, so it's not as big as Joe Gibbs International Raceway, but it is a pretty big plate track. And we started off the season with a plate race. We're going to end it with a plate race. Now, the big story heading into this race is the top four drivers battling for the championship, and they are Michael Norman, Jessica Sheldon, Cody Lamas, and Daniel Day. Their points got reset to where they both have 5,000 points, and whoever finishes highest out of those four is going to be the first ever NASCAR Walmart Cup Series champion. Anything can happen in this race, especially when it's a play race where the big one can happen at any moment. But we are getting ready to go green here at Joltis. But look at the starting lineup. Joshua Michaels is on the pole. Second is Charlie Rodriguez. Third, Charles Jackson. The highest starting championship contender is Michael Norman. Then is Kyle Matthews. Then championship contender Jessica Sheldon. Then Eric Burden, Nick Smith, championship contender Cody Lamas, and Ian Dutta. So 3 of the 4 contenders are starting in the top 10. That should be interesting. Then it's Sonny Hammond, Matt McIntyre, Chris Oliver, Cody Hagan, Seth Cole, Cameron Bailey, Henrietta Fitzwater, Dylan Young, Trent Dunham, and Carlos Rodriguez. Then it's Chris Nelson, Chris Washer, Tommy Mooney, Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Michaels, Chris Dollarton, Danny Wells, Nathan Hudson, Barney Taylor, and then there's championship contender Daniel Day. Then Barney Taylor, Fred Schaefer, Ian Siegel, I keep messing up, then Cole Dowley, then Rue McIntyre, David Rivera, Noah Hart, Dylan Thero, Jordan Culp, Austin Weiner. That's the top 40. Then the last row is Ibrahim, and Austin LaPlante. That is a look at your lineup. Let's go green flag racing for the start of race for one last time this season. Everybody going back and forth on the track to get their tires warmed up for this race. Now, before this race gets started, I do want to mention thank you all so much for checking out the Season 1 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I do have one big promise. I do promise Season 2 will be better because we're going to see newer cars, newer drivers, and it's the first season we're going to have official rookies in a season. So it's going to be an interesting mix of rookie and veteran. And thank you all so much for watching these races, but here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls, for one last race of the season. But anyways, as I was saying, yes, thank you all so much for checking out these races and making this series possible. This has probably been my most successful YouTube series I've ever done for myself on YouTube. And it has been an incredible ride, but things are going to get better from here on out. This was just the experimental season where different things were going down, and I apologize for that freeze. My iPhone thing popped up. But nonetheless, we are still racing, and Joshua Michaels still is your leader, but now there's Charlie Rodriguez and Charles Jackson in between the 78. So this is a three-wide battle for the lead. And Charles Jackson's going to have that inside line, and now Sonny Hammond tried stepping out of line to try to get a line going. And now he's going to fall in behind. I believe that is Eric Burton? Is that Eric Burton? Yeah, it is Eric Burton. And they're getting ready to come down, and Charles Jackson will lead lap 1. Now, an interesting thing about this track, they can go 5 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide, 6 wide, and keep it together, but it's like I always say, when it comes to play races, do not lean on each other, otherwise the big one will indeed happen. And Charles Jackson continues to lead away. While meanwhile, they're getting pretty racy back there, several rows back. And, oh man, am I seeing the 5 wide, 6 wide already happening? I think they are. I think they are going about 5 wide, at least for a row or so. Trying to keep our eyes on everything happening, while meanwhile we have a battle for the lead between Charlie Rodriguez and Charles Jackson. Who is going to lead this lap? And it looks like Charlie Rodriguez is going to lead that lap. 2 laps out of 16 in the books. Let's check and see who is the highest running contender, and at the moment from the visuals, it looks like Michael Norman at the moment is the highest running championship contender, so if the race were over now, he would be your champion. Now let's see where the other contenders are running. I see Jessica Shelton right there. And then a little bit further back is, I thought I saw Daniel Day. There he is, and Cody Lamas. So Michael Norman, for the time being, is the leader for the championship. Meanwhile, Charlie Rodriguez still leads the way, but Cody Hagen's got Chris Michaels pushing him to try to get a run going on the bottom to get the lead. As we are still clean and green here at Joltis. As we go back to the spectator camera, because for certain spots of the track it's a good angle. But meanwhile, Charlie Rodriguez continues to lead. Now there you see pit road. Pit road here is different than other pit roads. It's more along in between turns 1 and 2. And it's a long pit road as well, and it's a long entrance to get down there to pit road. As we see, is this 5 wide happening? Yeah, it is. 5 wide, almost 6 wide for the 4th spot. Just don't be leaning. It looks like they're going to keep it straight, but now Trent Dunham is going to fall in line behind Charlie Rodriguez to get around Cody Hagen for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, they are 4, 5 wide, several rows deep. And it's hard to tell who's where at the moment. But these guys are racing rather hard, and I think I see 6 wide. I think they are 6 wide. I think at the moment, keep it together, and I think they will. trying to get back up to the front. And it's Charlie Rodriguez still leads. Let's take a look at who was scored last to see where contenders were running on the last lap. At the moment, due to the scoring, Jessica Shelton would be the highest running championship contender, at least due to the scoring. But now here comes Trent Dunham to the bottom to try to get around Charlie Rodriguez for the lead. Ian Siegel's up in here, as too is Chris Nelson and Cole Daly, Danny Wells, among others. But Charlie Rodriguez has just kept a good line going for himself. And several rows back now, it's like two different packs running, and we got a big pack in the back. Who led that lap? And as drivers are coming down pit road, Trent Dunham's one of them. We need to keep an eye out on this thing to see what's going to happen with pit road here, as these guys are making their first pit stop, so I think they will have to pit twice at least. Maybe even 3 times, possibly. So this race could end up on fuel strategy, and it could change the future of this race. I think Rue McIntyre tried to get on pit road, and he missed the pit road. So he's going to have to stay out, and that's going to cost him dearly. Meanwhile, we have this pack of cars running up here. While in the meantime, it is Charlie Rodriguez who leads the way here at Joltis. But you gotta wonder if these guys are coming down pit road this time by. And here comes Cody Hagan to the bottom to try to get around Charlie Rodriguez for the lead once again. Let's see if anybody's coming down, and it looks like several are coming down, but Rodriguez staying out. But Cody Hagan, Austin Weiner, Cole Daly, Charles Jackson, David Rivera, among others, are coming down pit road. So now that once lead pack is cut into pretty much 2/3 out. And you gotta wonder, when will those leaders come down pit road as well? As Cody Hagan was the first out of that group of cars to come down pit road. Now let's check the one of Trent Dunham. No, not Dylan Young. Trent Dunham, there we go. He was last scored in the 21st spot, and we are still green. But it's going to be interesting to see where he is going to be scored now after these pit stops take place. Let's see where he is running at the moment. And it looks like he's still running in 21st, so who is the leader? Or at least who was last scored as the leader? And it looks like Charlie Rodriguez has gotten the lead back. But now, or actually not the lead back, but now he's coming down pit road. He hadn't pitted yet, but now I think these drivers will probably have to pit at least one more time, maybe twice, if possible. And the caution's not out, but I see some damage on the back of Henrietta Fitzwater. Did she get into with somebody coming on the pit road, perhaps? There's Cody Lamas, who is running in around the 40th spot. And I saw Daniel Day and Michael Norman. Where is Jessica Shelton? There she is back here in the back of this pack. But who is scored as the leader now is the question. Let's check and see if Trent Dunham's going to get it now. Where was he scored? He scored in 7th. But there's more drivers coming down and finishing. And there is Charlie Rodriguez, who is not going to get out. Chris Nelson actually beat him off of pit road. If he can get up to speed fast enough, he might be the leader, but drivers have already passed him around, and I think Trent Dunham might be your leader now. So now after that round of pit stops, the field is spread out. So this is the battle for the lead, I would assume. Trent Dunham and Danny Wells. So after that round of pit stops, we're going to see who is the leader. And I think Trent Dunham, at least for the moment, would be the leader after those pit stops. But now here comes Danny Wells to try to get the lead. Let's see who's going to get it. I think Dunham got him by a bumper, but yeah, Trent Dunham is the leader. And it's side by side between him and Danny Wells. Meanwhile, it was 3 wide for third, but now it's settled back to double wide. But we are past halfway. We have 8 laps to go here in the season finale at Joltis. Let's check and see where the contenders are running at the moment. Let's check for Michael Norman. He's running in the 24th spot. What about Jessica Shelton? She's currently in 14th. Now what about Daniel Day? He's back here in 31st, and ironically next to him is Cody Lamas. So at the moment, Jessica Shelton, based on where she is running, if the race were over, she would be your champion. But meanwhile, Trent Dunham continues to lead the way. But Danny Wells is not giving up, and he's got a draft partner behind him in the form of Henry Nova. And they're coming down to the stripe to take 7 to go here at Joltis. And now Danny Wells has the line going, and he might be able to get around Trent Dunham for the lead now. And I'm surprised we have not had a caution during this race. I am very, very surprised. Because I would have thought that in the beginning of the race with the cars trying to sort their lines out, they would cause a big one. But so far we've been clean and green. This is the first time, I think, first time ever in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series history that past the halfway point of a plate track, it's still green. And Danny Wells continues to lead the way. Meanwhile, you see Dylan Young, Jordan Kolb, Nick Smith, Zachary Fitzwater all up in here. Same with Trent Dunham, Henry Nova, among others. Even Nathan Hudson. There you see Jessica Shelton is the last car in this pack. Oh, and already Danny Wells, who was the leader, he gets spun by Dylan Young. And now he's going to go upside or on his side. Chris Oliver got collected. Oh, and Dylan Thero went high in the air. Oh my goodness, right at the front of the field, and the caution flag is going to come out for the first time here at Joltis. And oh, Chris Oliver's upside down. He must have tumbled down the track. But oh man, that was right at the front of the field, and Ibrahim's wrecked. Meanwhile, drivers are on pit road like LaPlante, Culp, Siegel, Matthews, Cole. I think they're all making their second pit stops, and the caution came out. This is going to really change this race big time, but Henry Nova is your leader at the moment, but they're racing it back to the line. But oh my goodness, this is going to really shake things up as to who is going to be the leader and who isn't, because of pit road being a key factor here. But it looks like Henry Nova is your leader for the time being. And they're slowing it down because of the caution being out. But man, oh man, several cars in separate incidents just wrecked out of nowhere. But since we're under caution for the first time, we will now take a look at a replay as to what brought out the caution for the first time today here at Joltis. Well, here's what happened. Danny Wells tried to get in line in front of Dylan Young, and he was there. He didn't know Dylan Young was that far below. Danny Wells gets spun. He comes up to Zachary Fitzwater, then into Chris Oliver. He goes up on his side, but he manages to keep it straight. But then Dylan Thero starts flipping and going up in the air. Now, what about Chris Oliver? He's right there. Oh, man, does he get hit by somebody? Oh, man, I'm scared that... Yeah, he got hit by Eric Burton, and that's what's getting them to barrel roll. He went barrel rolling a couple times, and then he ends up on his hood, and Barney Taylor actually got a piece of it. And there's where Ibrahim gets his piece, and he goes flipping as well. Charlie Rodriguez got a piece of it, and Ibrahim's going for a wild ride. Several barrel rolls. If I can count, that was at least 7-8 times. But man, several cars involved. And does anybody hit the 51 again? I don't think so. So everybody else was pretty much to the go after that incident all took place, as drivers were making pit stops as this was happening. But we're actually going to go through a few onboards, with onboard with the 29, the 21, the 13, the 51, and the 55. On board with Danny Wells, who is at the start of this incident at the lead. On board with Eric Burton, as right there is where the wreck is going to start. And then watch this hit he's going to give to Chris Oliver. 100 miles per hour right in the driver's door. That was a hard hit. And then right there from Barney Taylor and Charlie Rodriguez, that is what got the 51 upside down. On board with Dylan Thero is right there. The wreck happens right there. And then right there from Danny Wells, and then into the wall, and he goes barrel rolling twice. And now is the end of the ride for the 13 car, as he's going to end the season on a very tough note. On board with Chris Oliver, who was running in the top 15 at the time. And watch this hit he's going to take from Eric Burton. And Chris Oliver goes upside down 2.5 times. On board with Ibrahim, who's running at the very back of the pack when this wreck started, all the way up there in turn 1. And this is going to be an insane ride for the 51 car. He went upside down several times. Well, after that caution, we will go green, and it's going to be a 1-lap shootout to the finish. So, it'll be 1 lap left in this race to decide it all. Who's going to be the winner of the race, and who is going to be the champion. But after that big one, the updated list of drivers out of the race are Barney Taylor, Danny Wells, Chris Oliver, Dylan Thero, Eric Burton, and Ibrahim. So all those drivers are going to end their seasons on a tough note. Especially Ibrahim, who was hoping to try to get past 42nd place in points, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. So, tough luck to Ibrahim. But when we restart, Chris Nelson will be your leader. Second will be Charlie Rodriguez. Third, Noah Hart. Fourth, Ian Dutta. Fifth will be Chris Dollarton. Sixth, Cameron Bailey. Seventh, Jordan Kolb. Eighth, who would be the champion, If the race were over now, Jessica Shelton in 8th. 9th, Ian Siegel. Austin LaPlante rounds out the top 10. Then it's Zachary Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, Henry Nova, Charles Jackson, Nick Smith, Cody Hagan, Cole Daly, Dylan Young, Chris Washer, and Tommy Mooney, the top 20. Then it's Nathan Hudson, Joshua Michaels, Fred Schaefer, Michael Norman, who is a championship contender, David Rivera, Chris Michaels, Matt McIntyre, Austin Weiner, Henrietta Fitzwater, Carlos Rodriguez, top 30, championship contender Daniel Day, Rue McIntyre, championship contender Cody Lamas, Kyle Matthews, Sonny Hammond, and Seth Cole rounds out the top 36. So Norman, Day, and Lamas will have to hope Jessica Shelton either has a mistake or wrecks in order to see one of them get the championship, because at the moment, if the race were to end, Jessica Shelton would be the champion. But we are going to go one more lap here at Joltis to finish off the season. And then after this season, there will be a 1 to 2 week break from NASCAR Walmart Cup Series until Season 2 begins. And at the end of the video, I will be revealing the drivers in their specific rides, as well as who will be in those rides. Or actually, no, that will be for another video. But here we go. We're getting ready to go one final lap here in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series Season 1. Final lap here at Joltis. One lap shootout. And here we go. Green flag is back out and the white flag as well. Who is going to prevail as the race winner and the championship winner? Right now, Charlie Rodriguez, I believe he is not quite up to speed after that incident. He's flopping back like a rock. And Jessica Shelton's starting to come her way up through the field. She actually wants to try to win the race and the championship at the same time. And she's now going for 5th at the moment, and now Noah Hart is the leader, and he's trying to go for his 3rd win of the season. We're seeing what's going to happen. Several drivers are going low. I see Cameron Bailey, Chris Dollarton. They're on the grass, but I think they're going to be able to keep it together as nobody else was around them. Let's see who is the leader. I think it's Jessica Shelton. Jessica Shelton is the leader. She's going to try to get her 3rd win of the season and also the championship at the same time. Can she do it? It looks like it's going to be all her. Jessica Shelton is going to win the Napa Auto Parts 500 at Joltis, and she is the Season 1 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series champion. What a job by that 11 team. Holy cow. What a job by that 11 team. Restarted 8th with 1 lap to go. Managed to get herself to the lead. And she is going to win this race. Unbelievable. And what a season Jessica Shelton had. Started off the season on a negative note with struggling finishes. Then she found her way and got her into the top 10 in points. Then for quite a while she dominated the point standings. Had a couple slumps and then got back into the points lead, and she was the points leader before the chase started, but with the bonus points and the chase starting, the points were reset. At one moment, at a couple times, she was on the verge of being eliminated from contention, but after the great finish she had last week at Homestead, she managed to get herself into that top 4, and the work paid off. The 11 of Jessica Shelton wins the championship. Not only that, but she gets her 3rd win of the season and she's going to get it here at Joltis. But what a race we witnessed. But let's take a look at your official finishing results. Jessica Sheldon gets her 3rd win of the season here at Joltis, and also is the NASCAR Walmart Cup Series champion. Great job for that 11 team. Deserved it. Working hard. And all we see are some wrecks happening trying to get down on pit road because a couple cars have stalled. And I have not moved, but the race is over, so it doesn't matter. Henry Nova came so close to getting his his first win of his career. He's going to come away with 2nd. 3rd, Cody Hagan. Great run for him. Cole Daly in 4th. Rounding out the top 5 was Ian Siegel. 6th was Jordan Culp. 7th, Nick Smith. 8th, Dylan Young. 9th, Daniel Day, who came very close to getting the championship. He got himself into that top 10, was hoping to get around Sheldon, and he could have been the champion. But Daniel Day is going to come away with 2nd in the points. And then rounding out the top 10 in the race was Nathan Hudson. Then the rest of the top 20 was Trent Dunham, Austin LaPlante, Fred Schaefer, Matt McIntyre, Chris Washer, Zachary Fitzwater, Charles Jackson, championship contender Michael Norman, so he's going to get 3rd in points, Tommy Mooney, and Chris Michaels. The rest of the top 30, Joshua Michaels, David Rivera, Carlos Rodriguez, Seth Cole, Henrietta Fitzwater, Cody Lamas, who's going to get 4th in points, Rue McIntyre, Kyle Matthews, Austin Weiner, Sonny Hammond rounds out the top 30, and everybody's just spinning out and wrecking trying to get on to pit road. But they don't have to worry because the season's now officially over. Rest of the drivers who finished the race were Noah Hart, who was the leader around on the last lap, and all of a sudden he got shuffled way to the back somehow. Charlie Rodriguez, then Cameron Bailey, Chris Dollarton, Chris Nelson was the leader, and then he got shuffled to the back. And then 36 was Ian Dutta. Then the rest of the cars were out of the race. Barney Taylor, Danny Wells, Chris Oliver, Dylan Thero, Eric Burden, and Ibrahim. But congratulations to Jessica Sheldon for not only winning the season finale at Joltis, but she is the NASCAR Walmart Cup Series Season 1 champion. Great job for Jessica Sheldon. Definitely deserved it after the hard season she's had to put up with and the work she put into it. Congratulations to her. You deserve it. But now, what is next? No race now. Season's over, but there's only going to be a 1 to 2 week break, and then we'll be right back into it with Season 2. Now, for the rest of this video, is going to be the results, the points, as well as the list of drivers who will be racing for Season 2. But anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out NASCAR Walmart Cup Series Racing, my most successful YouTube series I think I've done. And I know people were criticizing the amount of content that was coming up every day, but it's because I just have free time and I have a quick editing thing, and I'm just able to put them out. So thank you all so much for checking this out and making this possible. I couldn't have done it without you guys supporting it and checking out the races. But remember, everything's just going to get better from here on out, because next is Season 2, where it's going to be the first season running rookies. So we're going to have the rookie point standings as well as the regular point standings. But also, the chase format next season is going to be completely different than what it was in this season. Instead of the 16 winners and the elimination style, we're going to go to an old school chase system. The top 10 in points and the 2 wildcard drivers. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Here are your results, points, and the list of drivers who will be running in Season 2 in a certain car. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to say so long and congratulations to Jessica Sheldon.
Yo, Big D, you know what the bad guy likes?
Like that bad guy, maybe a little shot.
Come on, come on. Rest in peace.
Everyone get on your feet. Wave your hands, turn up the heat. Everyone get on your feet. Got another show to go. We're all together, all together, all together.
Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.